Hi, I'm astrologer Penny Dix and welcome to another Astrobite. And this one is for today, Sunday, March the 23rd. And it's about the sun, our soul, our ego, our life force, newly arrived in the sign of Aries, conjunct the wonderful, beautiful, energetic and loving sign and loving planet, Venus. Now, Venus is currently retrograde and is transitioning from being a morning star to an evening star. And it's because our view from Earth, it looks like Venus is going backwards. It appears to move into the sun, or actually it goes behind it or in front of it. I'm not sure technically which it is. But what happens symbolically is it can make us more introspective, because when it re-emerges in the evening sky, it's now after the setting sun. And then it's as if it's gone through a process of rebirth into maturity and deeper self-awareness, so that Venus would then allow one to become more receptive and allow things to come naturally. So it is quite an important movement that happens when Venus is retrograde and this kind of conjunction happens with the sun. So let me move on to the actual chart. And let's see what else is actually happening in the chart. Because of course, Neptune is still at that anaretic degree of Pisces. And by the end of March, it will be dipping its toes into Aries. This is big stuff. This is big stuff. Venus conjunct the Sun in Aries is, I think, giving us a chance to take stock of how we proceed forward with the things that we are passionate about. Now, what's occurring to me, because of course they're both really widely conjunct Mercury retrograde too. And what I'm thinking about is what is happening on the world stage. Now, bearing in mind, I'm actually recording this on the Tuesday, the 18th of March. I will have had, obviously, believe it or not, I can't actually see into the future. I can tell you the trends. I can tell you what can unfold according to the cosmic energies. But it is difficult to be that specific, because there are so many timelines that kind of run out in front of an aspect before we can actually know and be sure of what is going to unfold. But this energy for Sunday, the 23rd, is kind of giving me the sense that something gets revisited on the world stage. And this could be fresh talks, because Mercury is retrograde. And we do have the Sun conjunct Mercury coming up soon as well. And so it could be fresh talks, kind of helping shed new light on matters of how countries relate, governments relate to each other. It's as if whilst all that energy was going through Pisces, it was so hard to get that sense of clarity and direction of how things would be best resolved with the events that have been taking place on the planet. And I'm thinking specifically of the Ukraine and the Middle East. And I think that with the sun now in Aries, we're going to see more action and more strong, deliberate action. Remember, Aries is the sign of war, and Mars is the ruling planet, and Mars, of course, is still in Cancer, desperately trying to swim back to a fire sign, which is Leo, which it hasn't reached yet. And so there's a sense with this Venus conjunct the Sun today of reflective action. So it's kind of like it feels like part of one is thinking about the action one can take, but also at the same time being mindful that these things take time, because Saturn is sextiling Uranus still, and they're nearly exact. That is getting closer and closer. And Uranus is telling us that there is yet things we do not know about that will unfold, that will occur with such unexpected kind of arrival that we cannot rely on or be clear about what on the surface may seem like, well, we do this, 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 and this. That's partly because Mercury is retrograde and partly because Venus is in retrograde. They are taking us back. They are pulling us back from war. They are saying there are other ways to solve these problems. And certainly I'm hoping, unless things have changed between the time I've recorded this on the 18th of March and the day this goes live, which is the 23rd, I'm hoping that people are still exercising prudence. So this is a blend with the Sun in Aries and Venus of the core self, with beauty, with harmony, with love. It's dynamic because Aries is a fire sign. This should empower our leaders to feel confident and recognize that if they are direct in their words, their activities to the people that count, if they are creative with the way the situations that are happening on the planet today can be resolved, if they are creative with that, then actually we could move forward very confidently. On a personal level, we may actually feel quite confident today because Venus in Aries in general anyway, and if you have Venus in Aries natally, you will on the whole be quite a confident person and feel, and people will experience you as someone who is charming, who has a warmth and a presence. And usually someone with Venus in Aries seems to be very confident and magnetic. And they can be extremely enthusiastic and take the lead often in all matters. So you may find today that you are feeling particularly magnetic, creative, that you feel quite spontaneous. But remember, it's a kind of fleeting energy, so it may pass, it may fade quite quickly. And I think that there is definitely a sense today that we will all be feeling strongly about the need for fairness and justice. Aries, remember, is opposite Libra. Libra is the scales and justice and balance. and Venus rules Aries. So we may be feeling strongly that if we hear things in the news that are quite clearly unfair and wrong, it will probably make us pretty angry and reactive. And that can come from the Mercury retrograde as well. And the way that we handle that, because if it is something that is outside of our control, we have to observe it and allow it to be what it is. The other energy that can be around us today is the need for instant gratification. So we have to be mindful we don't get into impulsive spending or jumping into a relationship too quickly. You know, we meet someone new and we think, yes, 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 I want to marry you or live with you or whatever one does nowadays. So be mindful that you don't make kind of unthought through, rash, emotional, financial decisions. And it's important to be patient, because often with relationships that would start under this kind of influence, they kind of fade after the initial excitement wears off. So that could be the same with a purchase. If you made a rash purchase today of something luxury, the nice feeling of, oh, look what I've got, isn't this lovely, will wear pretty quickly, and you'll think, oh, that money actually would have gone towards next month's energy bill. You know, that kind of energy. So how can we harness this energy today in a really positive way? Financial discipline. Get out of our own way. Contain that ego. Don't be overconfident. Be patient in relationships. Channel this energy into creative projects and be mindful. But also, it's a great time to actually help inspire others. So it would be a great time to do, for instance, public speaking. Even with that Mercury retrograde, you might find that you actually get the ideas that come up, which are absolutely on point. So we will feel, I think, quite potent today, quite energetic, and want to really make a mark on the day. But do it with thought. Do it with kindness. Then we should be all right. So my word for the day is passion. Because as Oprah Winfrey said, passion is energy. Feel that power that comes from focusing on what excites you. And Mia Hamm said, if you don't love what you do, you won't do it with much conviction or passion. Now, I love, as I'm sure you have picked up, what I do. And you will feel my passion. But if I'm having an off day, I won't record any videos because my flat energy will come through. And that's not helpful to you. It's not empowering. So Steve Jobs also said the only way to do great work is to love what you do. So make this a day when you do something you love doing. Give yourself a rest. Give yourself a day off. You know, if you've got a favourite film that you like watching, watch it again. A feel-good film. Do something today that you love, that you're passionate about, that really utilises this energy. And let's see what else we've got, because this is quite an interesting one by Dennis Waitley. He said, chase your passion, not your pension. That's an interesting one. I mean, I get my state pension, and now I'm chasing my passion. I've kind of done things the wrong way round, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the way I'm doing things. Jennifer Lee said, be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. Oh, yes, I absolutely agree with that. And let's see if we have anything else before we bring this to a close. This is rather lovely. Unknown. Burn passionately. There's the fires of Aries. Shine brightly. There's the sun. Love fiercely. There's Venus. Well, on that note, I'll say thank you so much for joining me for today's Astrobites, Sunday the 23rd of March. Remember, there is no live week ahead tonight because I'm going to the theatre. I'm going to see Fiddler on the Roof at one of our local theatres. Yes, Gozo actually has 2 theatres. And I thought it would be rather fun to go and actually do something I love. I love musicals. I love that show. So I'm going to see it. So in fact, I'm actually doing the best thing I could possibly do with the Sun conjunct Venus. On that note, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, if you want a session, get in touch with me via pennydix.com. Send me an email. We will communicate and find a suitable date and time for both of us. And remember, please let me know what your time zone is. After next weekend, it'll be a lot easier because next weekend, the 30th, 31st, our clocks go forward. We go into daylight saving. And I can't tell you the muddle I have got into with clients. The clients I've seen, no. But I'm getting there, and then it'll all be discombobulated again, and I'll have to go back to, oh no, that means it's 4 o'clock my time and 10 o'clock your time. And anyway, I'm wittering again, aren't I? But then that's what I do. On that note, I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.